Hello, 7th graders. If you are watching this video, that means you are ready to write your conclusion. And you do not want to write your conclusion until you have written and pretty much finished paragraphs 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means you have your introduction done and you have your 3 body paragraphs done. That's when you know you're ready to write your conclusion. For your conclusion, we are using the same cookie cutter format as we did for our introduction. It is going to be exactly 5 sentences. Number 1, you're rewriting your thesis so it feels like the end. Then, number 2, you're writing a 1-sentence summary for each paragraph using transition words, first, another, next, finally, lastly. For each paragraph, you're writing a 1-sentence summary. And now, unlike the introduction, now you may add those details, some of those details that you added in those paragraphs. And then finally, you need a closing sentence relating back to your thesis, and it needs to feel like the end. It's exactly 5 sentences. Sentence number 1, rewrite thesis. Sentence number 2, 3, 4, a 1-sentence summary for each of the body paragraphs. And then a closing sentence is sentence number 5. So as you've been following along, Mrs. Pashi has been doing her essay on Pepin. And so here's my conclusion of my essay on Pepin. It is obvious that Pepin stands out as a vacation destination. Notice how I'm using a transition word. First, Pepin has many amazing one-of-a-kind restaurants like the Homemade Cafe, Pickle Factory, Garden Pub, and Harborview Cafe. Pepin also, there's kind of a transition word, Pepin also is the birthplace of the well-known author Laura Ingalls Wilder and home to her museum and a replica of her cabin for tourists to explore. Lastly, Pepin is located on the beautiful Lake Pepin that allows visitors to boat, swim, and absorb the gorgeous views. Travelers will not be disappointed with a vacation to the small town of Pepin. All right, so notice it's 5 sentences. Notice how I use my transition words. I use first, also, and lastly. And then notice how I do add in some details from my body paragraphs. I do add in some details. So if you look at my introduction, I add more detail compared to my introduction. All right, so 5 sentences, restate thesis, 3 sentences that summarize each of my body paragraphs, and a closing sentence. Awesome. If you have questions on your conclusion, let me know. I'm also on this video going to do sources. So we've been working on our in-text citations. Okay, in-text citations, which means you have citations, you're citing sources in the essay, in text. Now we need to make a sources cited page. So what you're going to do is it's very, very simple. You are copying and pasting the URL at the top, and any source that you included in your essay must be on your sources cited page. So for Mrs. Pashi's essay, the one that she did on Chicago, she used 4 web pages, and these are the URLs. Okay, now if you went to different pages within the same web page, you can just cite the main web page. That's totally fine. All right, so you're giving me the links. They should be hyperlinked. If you just press enter, it'll hyperlink it for you. Okay, so we not only have our in-text citations, we also have our sources cited page with the URLs at the end. This should be at the bottom. It should just say sources and then however many. Some of you might have 1. Some of you might have 2, others might have 5 or 6. It kind of just depends on the topic that you chose for your city. Lastly, you should not have in-text citations in your introduction or conclusion. The only place where you will have in-text citations is the body paragraphs, paragraphs 2, 3, and 4. If you need more information on in-text citations, I highly recommend watching the in-text citations video posted on Schoology. Awesome. Ask me questions. If you have questions, email me, Schoology message me, and I'll be glad to get back. But make sure you're working hard on your essay. The due date will be coming soon.